Hello YouTube, Dr. Dan Alsop here, and welcome to the second in my Doctor Who B&M Exclusive action figure reviews. Today we're looking at the 11th Doctor set, which contains the 11th Doctor, Amy Pond and Oswin Oswald. We're going to begin with Amy Pond, as she appears in that much loved story, Let's Kill Hitler. For articulation, the head can't really move because of the hair, but you do get a full 360 arm articulation. Mine's stiff because it just got out of packaging. Then the 360 here at the shoulder, there, 360 at the elbow, and there's possibly wrist articulation, but mine is very stiff. For the waist, there is articulation, mine's very stiff, it's got to be said. You can't really move the legs out to do splits because of the dress, but you can turn the leg there and it can kick back to 90 degrees. No boot articulation. The head is a great likeness, it definitely looks like Karen Gillan. The ginger hair works well and I think looks better than previous Amy Pond releases, which I think looked a bit too orange. Her jacket looked very nice, and you have the really nice blue, sort of worn out texture with some great wrinkled effects on the jacket arms. Although, as you can see, the coat is fairly easy to see the pegs sort of coming out on mine, which is annoying. Got purple shirts, got a necklace just under there, and then whatever this is. You've got a very nicely detailed belt there. She's got a gold watch on her wrist, and a black dress, orange tights, and very nicely detailed boots, which look really nice. There's not a lot else to say. This figure is very nice, as in, even though while Amy Pond isn't one of my favourite characters in the world, this figure, it's a nice change from just having the policewoman outfit and the Victory of the Daleks one, which had been the only Amy Pond figures ever, so it's nice to have a different one added to the collection, as in the past you were getting just those two variants. But I think this is definitely the best Amy Pond figure we've had, because partly due to the face and hair just looks slightly more accurate than the, and it looks more real. Especially on camera, actually. On camera, this looks really good. The next figure is, bizarrely, Oswin Oswald from Asylum of the Daleks. So, this figure is essentially a re-release from the Impossible set one, which I guess means if you didn't get that one, it'd be nice to get this one, which I guess covers the 11th Doctor as well. Articulation, once again, there is no proper head articulation at all because it's hindered by the hair. There's a horrible gap there, which is annoying. The first figure so far, you've got ball jointed elbows, spin out, and you get arm articulation there, which is nice. The waist, I believe, does have some sort of 360, but that means nothing because of the rubber dress. Is it a dress? I think so. Got leg articulation there, which goes a full 360, kick back to 90 degrees, and the trainers to a full 360. The colour details, generally the skin tone, is generally slightly darker than the previous release, as if this figure's got a suntan, whereas the other one doesn't, which is interesting. And the belt is also slightly different, with different accessories on it, which is slightly odd, but a nice welcome, partly because it means I could tell which figure I actually needed to use for the review. No accessories come with this figure, so no souffle or anything, which I don't care for this figure really. In terms of accessories, it didn't need any. But nice maybe to have some sort of Dalek accessory, so she becomes a Dalek, but overall it's a nice figure. I'd have rather they'd done a Clara figure, because they could have used this sculpt for the dress on anything. They re-released it in blue, and I'd rather liked that, partly because I didn't already own that. And while that's not really canon, it'd been nice to have that. Or they could have just added some sort of decoration, because her costume changed from episode to episode. So it doesn't really matter what they dress her in. Then we could have released it as Clara, which I guess wouldn't sell because everyone hates Clara. The final figure in the set is the 11th Doctor as seen in The Snowmen. So, head articulation, you got head, which mine's stiff, probably can do 360, but not really. Ball joint elbows, arms spin, and move to 90 degrees. Now, as you may have seen there, the hand came off while I was doing that. The hands do articulate, but mine at least are incredibly loose, so I'm avoiding touching them. 360 of the waist, but that's slightly hindered by the jacket, which mine is sort of sticking out, which is odd. 360 at leg there, and can kick back. Detail, the face is superb. It's a great likeness for Matt Smith. I know a lot of people didn't like the Series 6 face, the new one, and preferred the Series 5 look. But personally, I prefer the later sculpts of the Matt Smith faces. Yeah, I prefer the later sculpts because I don't know what it is. I guess the hair helps it, and I feel like the features are a lot sharper on it. This one's good. I feel like with the tie, they could have done a bow tie, which would be like a slight variant on the fact that the other Snowman 11th Doctor figure had the tie and not the bow tie. And then you could customise this to make the age 11 properly, which would have been nice. The jacket is altogether generally darker than on the previous release, and the waistcoat's black this time rather than purple. Can't remember how accurate that is because I've not watched the Snowmen since broadcast pretty much, and I don't really intend to ever again. The inclusion of the gold fob watch really stands out. I really like that, and it works really well for black actually. I feel like it works a lot better. The brown trousers and brown boots are fine as well, and the details around the coat are really nice. No accessories again, and that's a theme with these B&M sets. There are no accessories at all, which is a shame. Like this figure, I don't know what you could have had. Even a sonic screwdriver would have been nice. I guess we've got a lot of them, and he didn't really use it dressed like this. But it is a bit of a shame that there's no accessories at all. So overall, this set, I reckon, while it's the one I was looking forward to the least out of the 4 B&M sets released, I feel like it is worth your money, possibly more than the 4th Doctor, because if you didn't get the Impossible set, which was near the beginning of the big collector series Doctor Who figure range, where it was once it's gone, then you won't have got the 11th Doctor and Clara. The Amy Pond is a nice new variant and the best of the Amy Pond figures we've had. So while it seems like the one you might just, miss, I feel like this is one I'm definitely picking up. However, something I'll definitely mention again in my next review, these go really quickly, so if you can, get hold of them as soon as possible so that you won't be disappointed. And it's a shame that you can't buy them online, you have to go into the stores, and I believe it's UK only, but I heard there may be some overseas sales, so who knows. So anyway, see you tomorrow actually, for my 3rd review, which will be the 12th Doctor Collector set. See you then.